Greetings, Earthlings. I am Speedy the Enderman. Today we're going to be doing a My Thoughts segment. Now, My Thoughts segments are basically this new video segment that I wanted to introduce onto my channel a while back. You know, between the Hydrocity Stardust Speedway episode of my Sonic Mania Plus series and my Kirby episode. But due to some personal matters, I deleted the footage. The footage was going to be for a segment where I discuss the importance of commentary in gaming videos, or at least good commentary. And the footage that I was recording, ironically, was silent footage of me just playing Super Castlevania 4. But in today's My Thoughts segment, we're going to be discussing something that I've been thinking about for a while. My thoughts on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System Mini, or should I say Super Nintendo Classic is what it's called here. I'm going to be reviewing this thing and talking about basically everything I like about it, everything I don't like about it, all that jazz. If you're interested, stay tuned, folks, because my thoughts continue now. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to talk about was the box art for the Super Nintendo Classic. I really like this box art. The front of it looks like the box art for an original Super Nintendo game back in the 1990s. You know, you got your title, you got your side details, and you got a picture of the game, or in this case, the console. It's pretty accurate, and it looks super cool. On the top of it, you got the logo for the Super Nintendo Classic, which is just the controller with the classic white and nothing color. On the sides, it's describing the console itself and the controller, and it's doing it in multiple different languages, like Spanish and I don't know what this other language is, but probably someone else does. But my favorite part is the back. It has the box art for every single game on this thing. It's super cool. It has a list of all the games on the thing, and it talks about how it has a game on it that was never released on it before. Star Fox 2. So that's pretty cool. And one thing you'll notice is that on the back, the box art for the main games that people are going to buy this for is bigger than the box art of other games. But all of it looks cool to me, you know. I don't think they have to do that. I think we all know what games we want to play on this. You know, Super Mario World, F-Zero, Super Metroid, Mega Man X, Star Fox. Wait a minute, Mega Man X is smaller. But that doesn't matter. It's still a cool looking box art, and that's something that I want to give this thing plus points for, which is what I'm going to be calling them from now on, plus points. What I also wanted to discuss was the fact that this box is super easy to open. Just look at this. There's this tab on the side you just lift, then you just pull this off like this, and you remove these two flaps, and you got your box out. This is where the Super Nintendo Classic itself goes. This is where the controllers and manuals go. Obviously this thing is empty because I've already taken everything out, but it's super convenient. The best part is you can just put the console right back in here for whenever you want to travel. So if you're going somewhere, all you have to do is just bring the cords, the controllers, and the console, put it back in here, put it back in this box, then just put the box with your luggage again, and then you're all set. This is a portable console technically, but it's still a regular console because it comes with controllers. And that is something I want to give it plus points for. Because I like the idea of bringing the console with me whenever I want to travel somewhere, like visit my mom or something. And what else I want to talk about is the console itself. Look how small this thing is. It's so cute. It's a lot smaller than the original as far as my knowledge goes, but what's also cool about it is you see these ports, they aren't real. You just take it off, and then there are the regular ports. Here's the ventilation on the back, HDMI and DC input thing that you plug into. I'm not a techie. And on the top of the console are the purple power and reset buttons. There's also this gray eject button, but it does nothing. You use this to turn the console on. You'll know it's on when it has the red dot here, turns on. And resetting takes you to the main menu. That's basically all there is about this console. Now, to move on to the controllers. The controllers for this thing are straight up awesome. First of all, this is a huge improvement over the NES Classic because the cords are so much longer. You don't gotta get no extensions or anything. They're just this long normally. Look at how long this wire is. You could just sit across the room or walk around with this thing. I mean, it still has the limitation of being a wired controller instead of being a wireless controller, but hey, it's accurate. And that's something I want to give this controller credit for. It's accurate. Looks exactly like the original Super Nintendo controller. D-pad, select, start, the 4 action buttons, shoulder buttons, it all just feels so cool and it's so authentic. Heck, it even is kind of like my PlayStation 4 controller. All it's missing is 2 analog sticks, but other than that, fundamentally, they're almost the exact same. You know, you got your D-pad, 4 action buttons, shoulder buttons, start, select, or in this case, share and options. Oh, and something else different is that this thing has this useless touch bar. And it also has a speaker and a power button, which is something that I want to criticize this controller for. It doesn't have a power button, or at least a home button. That, I don't really like that. It means you have to get up every time you want to turn it off, or turn it on, or reset. And that's kind of inconvenient, because I don't really have a chair when I record. I just sit on my bed. So every time I get up, it's like, makes a lot of noise, because my bed keeps going up and down. But other than that, this controller is pretty nice. It feels like a modern controller, and it suits my hands more, because when I play with this controller, I only do this. You know, I don't hold both the shoulder buttons with both my fingers. I find it more comfortable to do this. So this controller suits me more. You know, I don't gotta do anything too special to adjust to it. It's the perfect controller for me. All it's missing is 2 analog sticks, and it would be the perfect modern controller. That's all I wanted to say about the controllers. That's plus 2 plus points because it comes with 2 controllers. Yeah, you don't gotta buy an extra one like with the NES Classic. It comes with 2 controllers right out the box. So 2-player games like Super Mario Kart, you don't need to go out and buy another controller for it. You can just start playing it immediately. That is super awesome. So plus 2 plus points for that. This thing also comes with a giant manual. You're probably wondering, why isn't it a booklet like normal manuals? That's because this thing doubles as a giant poster with the catchphrase of the Super Nintendo Classic, "Now you're playing with superpower." This thing is pretty cool, but I'm not going to put it on my wall because this house that we're living in isn't ours, so I can't just put nails in the wall. But I really do like it. It has pictures of all the games, or at least all the games that are popular. It has the giant name of the console on it. This poster is pretty cool. The manual has all the information you need about how to hook up the controllers. You know, this part talks about how, in order to just to plug in the controllers, all you have to do is just plug them in, and whenever you want to take them out, you just press these buttons on the side and they come out real easy. It's that simple. Oh, and these are in all of the same 3 different languages this thing comes in, like English, Spanish, and what is this middle one? I don't know. If you guys can figure out what this language is, you know, instructions de demarrage, then tell me in the comments. I can't figure it out. Okay, so now let's talk about the most important thing of any console, the games. There are about 20 of the most popular games on the Super Nintendo Classic, or Super Nintendo I should say, on here. Look at all these games. Whee! Sorry, camera. But I've played the most of the games on this console, with the only exception being Super Punch-Out, because I didn't really like the original Punch-Out that much. My dad does, he played this, but that's about it. Also, because I've played most of the games on this thing, I think I can come up with a general consensus for all the games. All 20 games are fun and unique and can provide hours of fun. They all have different play styles like racing, RPGs, platformers, Metroidvania, fighting games, flight simulators, all that kind of stuff. What's also cool about this is that it comes with a bunch of extra features, like if you go to display, then there's the CRT filter, there's the 4x3, which I don't know what it does, Pixel Perfect. My favorite one for these retro consoles are CRT filters, and you've got a bunch of different frames, like you've got a black one, blue one, my favorite being the Matrix one, Bubble one, that one, the Pixel one, the birthday card one, the wood one, the Galaxy one, the stereo one. Now we're talking. Hold up. Where's that stereo one? Yes, there we go, folks. There's also a play one. There are just so many filters. And also, there's options like My Gameplay Demo, Classic Demo, Screen Burn-in Reduction, all this stuff. Reset to factory settings. So yeah, other than that, this game has a bunch of extra features like language, legal notices, which no one's going to read, manuals, all that stuff. This console also comes with a bunch of suspend points, which if you don't know how they work, basically if you die, you can immediately repress the console, and then when you come under it, then something will pop up, then you can just hold B or A, I can't remember, and then you can save your point on the game so that you can come back to it whenever you do. There's also this rewind and back feature, which I've never used before, but could be useful if you're in the middle of an intense moment when you die, like in Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo Hyper Fighting. Jesus, that's a mouthful. But anyway, that's about it for the games. Now on to my final thoughts. Because there are 20 games, there's going to be plus 20 plus points. So, in summary, this thing is a good investment. It's a good console, and I highly recommend that you buy it. I found this thing on Amazon for like $70 or so. So for $70 or so, you basically get this small, convenient blast to the past in terms of retro games. You get a console that's basically portable. It also has no frame skipping or glitches or anything like that. It's a faithful recreation of a console beloved by many, and I highly recommend you buy it. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Speedy the Enderman. I hope you found this video to be enjoyable. Bye.